Hello, and welcome to another podcast produced by two white men who thought they were funny.
Yeah. Ooh, that was crisp.
That was a crisp.
That was good.
Wow, we're gonna have to keep that in, I think. This is the Dad Lore podcast, where we discuss dad lore.
For those of you who do not understand what dad lore is, it's basically the really great, fun stories that you have accumulated before you become a father. I feel like that's very self-explanatory.
Right, kind of like the adventures, the stories that you'd want to tell your kids someday. Maybe when they're at the right age, maybe not when they're like smaller and as impressionable.
Yeah, like you ever wonder where that groovy picture of your father with Chuck Norris ever came from?
That's dad lore.
Dad lore.
You ever notice where that scar came from on your mom's big toe? First of all, why are you looking at your mom's big toe? Second of all, that can also be dad lore, even though she's a mom.
You know, I really thought we would get a lot further in our podcast without mentioning toes than...
You know, I thought we would make it to episode 2. But that's kind of the idea of this podcast, is we're going to bring in a special guest every single week to discuss their dad lore, what they want to kind of leave as their legacy, if you will, for their children possibly, and just, you know, discuss some groovy experiences. We each have our own groovy experiences, but...
So I guess we'll do solo episodes every now and then where it's just you and I.
Yeah, I think we'll probably go every other week right now is the plan, to do week on, week off of 1 week we'll have a guest, the next week it'll just be me and Jake discussing some other things, and we'll have our own dad lore interspersed in there because, of course, there's too much to fit into one episode.
Of course, and I have to be a little careful. I don't think my parents will ever listen to this.
Okay, that changes some things.
Yeah, but in the off chance that they do,
yeah,
I might need to censor change some names, change some locations.
That's fair. Yeah.
Tell them everything happened within the state of Utah. Nothing outside.
Nothing happened outside the state of Utah.
Nothing ever happened outside the state of Utah.
But
I was a good child.
If it did, it's definitely past the statute of limitations.
Oh, 100%. All the stories I will tell are past the statute of limitations. Look, I'm not trying to go to jail over this podcast.
Right. Yeah, that would just not be worth it at that point.
Dude, think of the dad lore, though.
Think of the dad. Do it for the dad lore. Exactly.
Everyone's talking about what they're doing in prison. Like, oh, I'm here for tax evasion. Oh, I'm here because I killed somebody. What are you here for? I'm here for the dad lore. Started a podcast, incriminated myself. Boom.
No longer doing it for the gram. No longer doing it for the meme. Doing it for the podcast.
Doing it for the pod.
Doing it for the pod.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I think we can introduce
our
first guest. My brother, Matthew Baird. He's 1 inch taller than me and 2 years younger.
Woo!
Hello there.
And that's it. That's the podcast.
That's the podcast.
Thank you so much.
It's been so good. Thank you for having me.
Matthew is an aerospace engineer major. Yeah?
I'm not in the major yet.
Not in the major. Aspiring major for aerospace engineering.
Yep.
So I thought it would only be appropriate to have him on our pilot episode.
Man, we need to work on some better puns.
Look, I do what I can. I'm just a lowly audio engineer. It
was a limited amount of time that we had to throw this together, so...
We had as much time as we wanted to.
Well, we did. Yeah, we chose to be responsible college students and procrastinate actually coming up with what we wanted to do.
Of course. Because how else do you start a podcast except on a whim?
Exactly. You sit there, it's two buddies, usually getting drunk in a bar, going, oh, dude, let's start a podcast.
That's exactly what happened with us, except it was just a text in the middle of the night of, bro, you want to start a podcast?
It was the, hey, you up.
Yeah, they don't have the excuse of being drunk.
No, we do not.
Yeah, only on life.
Right. Yeah. I would never get drunk. That would be irresponsible of me.
Instantly looks to me. I would never.
You said your parents probably won't ever listen to this podcast.
Oh shoot.
That was the first
Yeah, so
thing
maybe
you said.
maybe once or twice.
It's okay. We can cut it if needed.
Maybe once in Ohio. Maybe once in a foreign country. Stories for another time.
For another time.
Another time. Anyways, yeah, thank you for having me. I cannot imagine why you got me for your first episode, because I am the most boring person I know.
Matthew, don't say that about yourself.
Hey, we're all about good times and happy thoughts on this podcast.
Yeah?
No negativity, except whenever we make fun of you.
Oh, okay.
Then it's acceptable.
Do I get to make fun of you?
No.
I mean, then you'll be
We're
censored.
the hosts.
We're the hosts. We decide the rules. If you make fun of us, then we're taking you off the air.
We're not on air.
Yet.
Says the aerospace.
Someday.
Says the aerospace engineer.
He knows what air is.
Oh shoot.
That is one of the things I know.
Of the many things that you know, one of them is air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know who else knows air? Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's true. Air Jordan.
Air Jordan.
I was going to say Aang, but that's just me.
Oh shoot. Love that guy.
He's a pretty cool guy.
He's like 1,000 years old.
Matthew, what element would you be if you had to be part of that universe of The Last Airbender?
Air?
You would be air?
Because I can fly?
You're
Yeah.
high.
Fair enough. You would also be extinct.
Well,
Look, in the legend,
I mean,
in the legend
at
of
one
Korra,
point in time.
At one point. So you'd be one of the few alive ones.
Well, there's like times before where they're not
Okay, so
extinct,
you-
and there's times after where they're not extinct.
Okay, so not present day air,
Yeah.
like old time air.
Aang got busy,
And had like 3 kids that could
and then
airbend.
what's his face? I
yeah,
forget.
other things happened as well.
I forget his son's name, but his son had kids, and then somehow like some mystical forms, someone opened the spirit world, and airbending became a thing again.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry to spoil the show for anyone that hasn't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, none of what we just mentioned happens at all.
There's,
The Fire Nation wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a mysterious noise in the corner
There's
of
a-
the room over there.
Jason,
That was a strange noise. You gotta clean this place up.
Yeah,
I
I,
think you
know.
got some
Things are
rats.
just falling down.
You got some rodents in the corner.
For anyone wondering, my wife Alex is just hiding in the corner playing Stardew Valley. But she wanted to be here because
She's a supportive wife.
she's a supportive wife. We were recently married in June of this year, 2025, and it's been a
see a ring?
wonderful.
Can we get a ring?
This is my $30 Amazon ring.
Wow.
Link in the description.
Link in bio. Don't worry, Alex's ring is more expensive than that. We made sure that we got the one that she actually wanted.
$31.
She loves her ring. Everyone compliments her on it. Okay, that's all you need to know. But we will have Alex on a future episode. So if you want to have a face reveal for my wife, stay tuned.
We just put a box over Alex's head. We have her on. Okay, going back to the question that we asked. So,
Yep.
airbending,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Jason, what element would you be? I think we've had this conversation before.
Have we really?
I think we one of our many late night drives.
Right.
I think somehow it got brought up at like 2 a.m. We're just like, yo, man. What? Not drunk, not high or anything. This is just how we talk.
That's just how the voice sounds at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's just how they
for
talk.
late night
Yeah, you're
drives.
just like, yo, man, what kind of element would you be in Avatar? And I want to say you said Earth, but
I might have. I know I when I was like 12 or something, I took the quiz like 3 times in a row, and it was like one of those TMZ quizzes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I got, in no particular order, air, water, and earth, all within a 10-minute span. So
so you cheated. You took the test more than once.
I took the test more than once. Yeah. So
That's what we call fishing.
fishing for what?
Fishing for the right answer.
Well, I didn't find one because I got all of them different times. I never got anything definitive.
This guy.
I know. If I had to
Cheating.
choose, I do think Earth is a good option because then you can be a mole. And isn't that fun?
Dude, okay, I will say this though, the Earthbenders do have the coolest songs.
They have the coolest songs. They have the coolest uniforms.
They do have a cool unit. Well, I don't know. The freaking skulls from the Fire Nation. Those are pretty dope.
Well, yeah, if you want to be a bad guy.
Yeah. Who wants to be one of those guys?
What element would you be?
Oh, fire. Dude, you get a dragon. Come on. How cool is that? And you get to hang out with Zuko.
I don't know if he's really the hanging out type.
I know, but I would force him to hang out with me.
He's really leaning into the bad guy shit.
Look. Here's
We're going to force him to hang out with me.
Look, here's the thing. For those of you that are watching that do know me, I'm really, really good at forcing people to come hang out and do things that they don't want to do.
We've come up with a term for it. It's called being jaked into doing something.
Yeah.
Thank you to Jack Badger for coining that.
Oh, love that kid. He's still alive. But you know.
He's no longer with us.
I don't see him like ever.
He's not with us today for sure.
This is for sure.
Yeah, I ran into him once at UVU, and we kind of... He's married now, which was crazy.
Oh, really? And how long ago was that?
Not terribly. Like, it wasn't too long ago. I want to say it was recent.
Sure.
Recent meaning within this year or last year. So, like... I feel like in the grand scheme of marriage, a year is not that long. So I want to say it was this year or it was last year. Either way, congratulations to Jack. Love that guy. And he has like... maybe I'm mixing people, but he has like super nice hair now.
Like long locks?
I don't know if it's long, luscious, flowing locks.
But he's not bald anymore.
He's not bald anymore.
Okay.
And I think I made a couple comments on it, and I was just like, Jack, what have you done with your hair? And it was fun conversations. But
and he's just like, I just got hair. That's all I did.
He went and found some horse in the field or something, just cut off its tail and just just like put it on
the Zuko ponytail.
I was gonna say he just glued it to his head. But yeah, that's even better. Yeah, I would Jake Zuko into hanging out and doing stuff.
Okay, that's better than forcing him at Fire Point to hang out with you.
I wouldn't force him at Fire Point. He would challenge me to an Agni Kai, and I would probably lose.
I think you would. Yeah.
I think I would.
He was a master.
Yeah, and I'm just me.
You're just Jake.
Yeah, I'm just Jake. Just a guy. Just a guy being a dude.
Aren't we all? We're just dudes being dudes. Trying to do in this world of some dudes and other not dudes.
Not to get philosophical. Just guys being dudes.
Just guys being dudes.
Real.
What could be better than that?
I feel like I need to get one of those still frames of me just sitting there with like a pipe, and it just says "guys being dudes."
That would be something that you'd hang on your wall or like have as.
I would hang it in a bathroom.
You'd have it as like your own like lock screen, maybe.
It's like it's me in a suit. I got like I got a cigar and like a bowler hat or something, and it's just guys being dudes, and it's me just standing there stoically.
That would be you.
Yeah, and again, I would hang it in my bathroom over the toilet, so every time everyone goes in to use the restroom, they just have to stare at me being stoic with a cigar. Actually, it'll just be a roll of Smarties.
I could piss to
that. Matthew?
Yep.
Ideal bathroom.
So, I don't care much for an ideal bathroom. There is one thing I've thought about for my ideal house.
Okay.
And that is that
Runway.
It needs to have, if money is no factor, it needs to have, like, a laser tag arena.
Needs to. Are you that into laser tag?
No, but like if money is no factor, right? I have a laser tag arena, like connected to my house, and then if I'm not using it, I can like let the community use it, and so it can be like a community laser tag arena.
Would this be for free or would you charge?
I'm thinking if money is no factor and I'm that rich to have a laser tag arena, I can probably afford to have it free. And here's the thing, like, of all of the things that you can do, laser tag arenas, like, don't require that much maintenance.
Yeah.
They're completely dark, so no one's gonna notice like all of the nicks and scrapes that are going.
Sure. You just need to, maybe deep clean the carpets every
Yeah,
once in a
deep
while.
clean the carpets every once in a
From
while.
all the kids rolling around on it.
Exactly. But other than that, like, all of the equipment is completely reusable. You just gotta, like, wipe that off every once in a while.
Sure. So you hire a couple people to run the laser tag arena, and then you just make it free. Just
Sure.
philanthropic laser tag.
Yeah, except for when I want to use it.
Well, are you going to join this community laser tag?
I mean, every once in a while. I'm not gonna be doing, like, 24/7.
Sure. So that's the first purchase for, like, if money was no factor, you've built your house, and you're just like, I don't want a bowling alley, I don't want a basketball court, I don't want an air pad, I want a laser tag arena.
Yeah, because, like, bowling alleys are so boring.
That's fair.
I feel attacked.
Like, I don't hate...
Jake loves his money bowling.
I don't hate bowling. It's just, like, it's the same thing every single time.
That's why you make it interesting and you put money on it.
Money bowling.
Money bowling. Shout out Jack and Jill's in Lehigh. Love that place.
Pretty good place. Full of a lot of high schoolers, and then we show up sometimes.
Yeah, they sit there and go, oh, dude.
But
I think we're really lame.
Additional bonuses to owning my own laser tag arena. I can change the setup whenever I want.
So you would get, like, movable pieces for the laser tag arena?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Would this be multi-level laser tag?
Ideally.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You have
And
to.
here's the thing. I've seen this in a couple places, like, very rarely. They have, like, different settings for laser tag guns.
Oh.
So you had, like, a shotgun and a, like, rifle and a pistol. It was all, like, still the same gun, but it was, like, a different configuration of the gun. I don't know why I'm using air quotes, but mostly because it was still the same gun. So, like, would you have different variants of guns that you could use and different, like, game modes? Or would it just be, like, team deathmatch?
Like,
if money's no option.
Yeah, if money's not an object, then, like, definitely, like, different game modes, different gun options and configurations and stuff.
Well, should we get down to the heart of the issue?
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. But first, Matthew,
Yes.
I think we can ease you up a little bit.
Oh.
Maybe get a little bit of your dad lore through some questions.
All right, I'm so glad we're doing this because we've just started talking.
We've
so
just now begun talking, of course.
Yeah, so we've barely broken the ice, and I
Right.
think it's...
We've been talking, but, like, we've just been kind of getting your opinions.
Mm-hmm.
This, I feel like some of these questions can really open you up and really delve deep into your personality.
Okay.
You know?
Can I find one to use and you can explain what we're doing here?
Sure. So, this is a game I've never actually played myself called Brain Freeze. We were given it for our wedding, and basically the idea is that you just answer these questions in a group setting of just, like, really quick to try to outwit other people, but some of the questions kind of are maybe slightly embarrassing or can be really telling. So I figured we can just ask these questions to you and just kind of see your feeling on some of these things, get maybe a little dad lore mixed in.
All right.
And see how this goes.
Okay.
What are we thinking?
Let's do probably like three cards here.
Three? Okay. First card is your strangest food combination.
My strangest food combination. I am kind of boring with my food. Do you remember anything?
I mean, it wasn't weird, but the only thing that you would ever eat as a kid was chicken and rice.
That tracks.
Like, you'd just, make some rice, you microwave some chicken, you stick it on that, you douse it with a just unworldly amount of salt, and then consume that.
Yeah.
And that's
Hopefully
basically
a lot
your
of
dinner
butter as
every
well.
single night if we were up to our own devices.
Yeah, because, like, it's easy.
Not doubting that, I'm just saying. That was your go-to.
I think at the same time as that, roughly, I was also making and eating a lot of, like, instant pudding.
Oh, dude, I love
You were
it.
making instant pudding?
Yeah, like the Jello packets of pudding. You could make it yourself,
I never remember you doing this.
I did that repeatedly, actually.
Was I just not paying attention?
Yeah. It's also possible that might have been after you moved out, though.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
So that's why you weren't paying attention.
Right. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention from a few states away.
Yeah, you were
Sorry,
being a bit
my bad.
You were being a bit neglectful, but I forgive you.
That's what Mom and Dad were for. Not for being neglectful. They weren't neglectful. They were doing the opposite.
I'm sending that.
Mom, Dad, Jason has said you're very neglectful of parents.
No.
Cut him out of the will.
Our parents are fantastic. They've done amazing things. They continue to do amazing things. They're very much a part of our lives.
They're very great.
They're very great. They're the
Very
best.
amazing. Best parents.
Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it.
Your mother came up to me at your wedding, and she said, "Oh, you're Jake," and I was just like, "That's me. That's me. I'm Jake." And she goes, "I just want you to know that I'm so grateful that you have been so nice and so good to my son." And I said, "Oh, you probably don't know the half of it, but I'm like, I will take this, but
I won't correct you."
Like, I don't know if your son would fully agree to this. Like, he would agree. I don't know if he would fully agree, but...
Okay, so, Matthew, your final answer is pudding?
Well, chocolate pudding along with rice and chicken in the same meal.
In the same meal, but not necessarily mixed together.
Not
You're not
necessarily
mixing the
together.
pudding in rice.
Okay.
I wouldn't generally do that.
So you don't have any weird food combinations?
No, I didn't combine foods.
That's true. That if there's anything true about the boys in our family, we were not one to mix food.
You weren't creating chemistry or
No.
whatever.
We were just like, everything has its own section and they will stay separate. They'll all go in my body, but in their own time.
And they're in their own. Yeah, the Gordon children are not like that. We got quite adventurous when it came to foods.
Yeah.
We ate a lot of like raw pasta when we were young, which is just strange in its own right.
I mean, I feel like that's a normal kid thing to do, just out of curiosity. Like you see your mom.
No.
Pasta.
This wouldn't be like, oh, mom's cooking pasta. Oh, let's see how this tastes. I distinctly remember my little brother would go to the pantry, and he would get out a bowl, and he would put in the bow tie like pasta noodles, raw, and then just start stacking on them. It's like, I never did that, but I was just like, man, that's freaking weird. And I would walk out, as I'm sitting there eating my own just raw broccoli, which I feel like is just, now in my later years, I'm like, I was a psychopath for just eating raw broccoli. But I was, now I'm just like, yeah, this kid was crazy.
Not to step on Alex's stories, but she loves raw broccoli, and as far as I'm aware, would carry raw broccoli as a kid to everywhere that she did. She'd literally just pull it out of her pockets, and just like at the movie theater, at the state fair, she'd just be snacking on raw broccoli. And to be clear, her family thought she was a psychopath as well, but I know she stands on that to this day.
I when I was younger, did goldfish and ice cream.
That is not a topping I would ever put on ice cream. That is...
Yeah. I
could see Koreans doing that.
Yeah? Okay.
I just thought to myself, I said, I love goldfish, and as a kid, just like, ice cream, greatest thing ever.
Mm.
And I would just like take my goldfish, and I would like bite it in half, and I would like scoop it with ice cream, and then I would eat it. And I thought that was just a completely normal thing to do. Until I was at my grandparents, and I asked my grandpa, I said, Grandpa, where are your goldfish? I want to eat it with my ice cream. And my mother, probably mentally, she didn't do this physically, but probably mentally, like, smacked me upside the head and said, you freaking idiot child. And my grandpa very lovingly was like, oh, well, how about you just try it with, and I think he had some Oreos, and he's like, why don't you try it with an Oreo? Mind blown. Like, it changed.
You mean putting sugar with more of the sugar?
I know. As a 9-year-old, I was just like, whoa.
What a loving grandpa. Just like, oh, sweet child, let me fix this for you.
I love it. Okay, ready ready for your next question?
All right.
Blank makes me feel alive.
Jason's gonna give me a strange look for this, but I'm gonna say music.
Why would I give you a strange look for that?
Because I don't
You're right,
listen
that was
to
a
that
pretty
much
strange
music.
look.
That's a good point. Matthew's music taste is questionable at best.
At best, yeah.
And he knows it.
Well, now I'm curious. What is your music taste?
This is going to be the best part of the podcast.
It might be. So,
Korean soap operas.
no.
Oh, dang it.
If only.
If only. Some people might consider that normal. So, I've described at some points in my life my taste in music as meme music.
Okay.
That is the best way of describing it from my
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. So,
Like, are we talking meme music like What Does the Fox Say?
not generally what does the fox say. It's usually not songs that are... It's not like songs that are memes on their own. It's a lot of times songs that are part of memes that get used in memes.
So, like, kind of like TikTok songs, but for memes.
Sure.
So, like,
I kinda
give
pick
me
up
an
what you're
example
going
of, like, a song or an artist or something.
So ABBA
Well,
is not...
ABBA's great.
ABBA is great.
He only likes the selected songs and
All
the
right,
selected
so-
bits from memes.
He
Only
only
the parts
listens to
from
the
memes.
10 seconds that was in the meme.
Alright, so
Next song.
here's the first thing. I'm not on TikTok. I don't watch reels. I don't watch any short form content. Except
Okay.
for what little appears to me on YouTube.
Okay.
So I listen to the full song. But
Okay, that's good. That's good.
actually, no, I'm gonna stand by that. Baka Mitai was not a meme song on its own.
Come again?
What's that song?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking him.
Also known as Dame Dame Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Even though that's not the lyric.
Don't worry. I'm picking up what you're putting.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm well versed in the culture of.
Dame dane, dame yo, dame nano yo. Anta ga sugite, sugi sugite. Dore dake tsuyoi yo sake demo yugamenai omoide ga baka mitai.
Ladies, he's available.
First of all, I already knew this, but you have a beautiful voice. So thank you for serenading me with something I still don't recognize.
It might have been big when you were on your mission.
That's always a possibility.
Always a possibility.
So this was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll find it. I'll send one to you.
Thank you. Yeah, So what was that? Korean?
That was Japanese.
Japanese.
I've-
Okay. So you memorized a language you don't know.
I memorized the sounds.
You
yeah.
memorized the sounds for the meme.
Yeah.
You've listened to this song how many times to have memorized that?
Dozens at least.
Minimum. Yeah.
Yeah. But like lots of different versions of it.
What do you mean different versions?
Okay, so you have like the standard version. There's Bakamitai Taxi Driver Edition. That's the one that's on Spotify. That's the most popular.
Okay.
On YouTube, you can find a lot of other versions. There's a different guy who sings it. There's a lot of people who had Vocaloids singing it. That's synthesized voices, in case you're not aware
Okay.
what Vocaloid is.
Thank
wow,
you.
wow, 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 wow.
So like Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid. You don't know Hatsune Miku?
Oh my goodness, Jason. You're so out of the loop.
Apparently, I'm
So
very out of the
loop.
Look,
My
guys.
goodness.
I want you to know I've been on Instagram, not TikTok, but like I get most of the stuff that comes through the popular culture. I feel
This
like.
is gonna show how much of a freaking nerd I am. I know Miku from Fortnite.
You know Miku from Fortnite.
Yeah, she was in one of the battle passes. So now Mark and I constantly will play Fortnite with Miku.
Because you're a real gamer.
Yeah, because I'm a real gamer and I play as an anime girl.
Right.
Sue me.
Anyways, this guy doesn't even have the Domino's Pizza app with Hatsune Miku.
Wait. What?
Real thing that happened. Where you could, it was an AR experience. You download the app and you could point your phone at your, I think it was Domino's Pizza box, and Hatsune Miku would give a live performance on top of your pizza box.
But you had to have the Domino's box and the Domino's app.
Well, the Domino's Pizza with Hatsune Miku app.
Why did I not know this?
So it had to be Domino's, though.
Yeah.
So if you tried showing it any other pizza box, it'd be like, I don't know what that is.
Well, of course.
Of course.
I'm so confused.
There's so many cultural moments that apparently there's a divide. I was completely unaware that this existed, and this is this is the kind of music that you listen to, is stuff that's connected to that kind of world.
In large part, yeah.
So what's that one guy? I know Bill Wirtz.
Yeah,
I know
Bill
you listen to
Wirtz.
Bill Wirtz.
Yeah, I listen to Bill Wirtz a lot. I
So-
was listening to him all today.
All of today.
Not all. I listen to some other music, but like a lot of his
Would you
music
like to
today.
give our audience, they probably know who Bill Wirtz is, but they don't know that they know who he is. Do you want to give our audience a little piece?
Okay, so, well, first, if you know Bill Wirtz, you know him from The History of the Entire World, I guess, which is about a 20-minute rundown of not just the world, but also a little bit of the universe.
The universe, right? It's like an animated YouTube video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a lot of little musical stings in it.
So there was like the Vine at one point, just like, oh, hi there, I'm still a piece of garbage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a classic.
That's what I know him from.
Yeah, he's still a piece of garbage guy.
Right.
Let's see, he also did Mount St. Helens is bound to blow up, and it's gonna be a fine, swell day. Everything's gonna fall down to the ground and turn gray. All of my friends, family, and animals probably going to run away. But me, I'm feeling curious, so I think I just might stay.
Please tell me this is a first-person experience that Bill Wirtz actually stayed to watch Mount St. Helens erupt and then survived to tell the tale.
I can't personally vouch that he did.
You don't know that deep of lore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do a Google search as soon as we're done here. I'm going to tell you my joke, and then we're going to do a Google search, and that'll...
He specifically said that there's not, like, deeper meanings to his lyrics. There's not, like, hidden messages.
Oh, okay.
So he probably was there.
Well, he describes a lot of things in his songs.
Oh,
So it probably means the exact opposite of just like he's just saying stuff to say stuff.
He's just reading a news headline, and he's just thinking his thoughts about it.
And like I have analyses. Like you can analyze. There are themes in his songs,
Sure.
but the storylines don't make sense, and there's not a deeper meaning to the nonsense beyond the themes that they bring to mind. So like Mount St. Helens is about optimism in the face of the apocalypse, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shows a bunch of apocalyptic scenarios, and he's perfectly happy and fine, and he thinks it's great.
Because I, too, am cool as a cucumber in apocalyptic scenarios.
Of course.
Yep. COVID-19.
As we all suffered through.
Yeah. The toilet paper crisis of 2020.
Dude, that was the craziest thing. Like, I know, like, millions of people died and everything, and the whole world got shut down, but
Tragic.
holy crap.
It was tragic.
It was a tragic time, but why did all the toilet paper just disappear one day?
And it all comes back to toilets.
Life is just but one eternal round to the toilet.
Life is but the swirling of the toilet bowl.
Exactly. Okay, let's quickly get to our last question.
All right.
Favorite zoo animal?
Favorite zoo animal specifically?
There is a right answer. Really saw the gears start turning after that.
I think
This thinking is making some great content.
that's why you can cut it out. That's what your editing skills are for.
I know.
Okay.
Let me be funny.
No.
Hey, Gollum said it best. Our viewers want it raw. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'll just be quiet. I'll just sit here and look at the cards.
Give me the cards. You don't get to look at them.
I think the chimpanzees are best.
Chimpanzees.
That's the right answer.
What if there's only one?
Why would they only have one?
I don't know.
Hey, they have
Fat
to.
zoo.
They have to multiply and reproduce. We have to save the chimps.
Are they endangered?
Yeah. If Zukaitun has
They're
taught
your
me
favorite
anything,
animal, you tell me.
if Zukaitun has taught me anything in my days,
Zoo Tycoon.
Zoo Tycoon.
Goated game.
goated game.
Super good.
They are an endangered species. So, which
Okay.
I don't know if they are anymore, but they were back in like 2012. So why do you like chimps? Is it because they throw poop at you?
That's definitely one of the reasons.
Valid reason.
Valid
Is
reasons.
it because that without them, Osmosis Jones wouldn't exist?
That's not my reasoning.
I love Osmosis Jones, but that's a story for another day.
But they're social animals. They know how to be pranksters. And they love to mess around with people.
They've got cheeky grins too.
Cheeky.
I think that's most of my reasoning, right? Like
Yeah, that's fair.
and like you want to say like the lion, but the lion isn't really that good of a zoo animal. It just like sits there most of the time.
It does, yeah.
That's true. We watch Autism on the Spectrum, or we have been. We haven't watched it recently,
But we have been.
We have been.
Yeah.
And there's one chica, I forget her name, and she's dating this dude who I forget his name too.
Look at this dude.
Look at this dude. This is the dude where they're driving through the savannah and she's saying something like, "Oh, are we gonna get married?" And as like they start talking to elsewhere, he sits there and just like deadpan, "Yes." It was such an aggressive yes. No one heard him except for the camera person because they're chatting about something else. He just goes, "Yes."
Yes.
So, spoiler: they might get married. We actually don't know yet.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? But they're sitting there. They're watching lions out in the wild. That was cool. I would love to do that. But lions in a zoo, it's kind of like...
Lions in the wild would be kind of cool. A
Yeah.
little scary, but kind of cool. I remember seeing this Discovery thing one time where they put people in clear plastic boxes and then baited some lions so that they could get footage of lions up close.
Love it.
It was fantastic. Top tier cinema. Well, Matthew, how about we get into it?
All right.
How about you share with us your dad lore?
Just one episode of some dad lore that you have that you're quite proud of. That when little Johnny comes up to you and taps your knee and goes, "Dad, tell me something from your younger years." What story are you going to sit there and take a deep sigh and go, "Let me tell you about the time."
So, I dropped my brother on my toe once.
What? This brother?
Yeah, this brother.
It was me. Yep.
Okay. Please, enlighten us.
Okay. So, it's part of a long saga. I heard you guys were hoping not to encounter too many toes.
We already talked about him this episode before you got here, so
Okay.
we've passed that threshold.
All right. So
we were
I'm
hoping
not
for
causing any problems then.
No.
Yeah, we were hoping for an episode 2 or 3 to break out the toes, but I mean,
Might as well start it off strong.
All right. So, as a backstory, before this point in time, I had dropped a brick on one of my toes.
Which was a tragic circumstance.
Tragic.
okay.
I was literally just holding it, and then it slipped out of my hand, and it fell on my toe.
Right before you reached a carpeted bedroom, too.
I think it was like in a carpeted area. It just landed on my toe.
The way I remember you telling it in the moment is that you were carrying it like from the kitchen to the bedroom. Bedroom's connected to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right before you switch from the tile to the carpet is when you dropped it.
Maybe.
This is Matthew's dad lore.
I apologize, Matthew. I don't mean to speak on your dad lore.
Yeah. What are you doing? Come on.
This is how Matthew's going to tell this story for generations.
Right. Matthew can tell the story however he wants.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter whether or not I'm lying.
It's his history to tell.
It's his history to tell, and it doesn't matter if he lies.
History is told by the victors, and obviously Matthew has conquered the toe injuries.
I'm here and the brick isn't. Now, he is still here, but we'll see about that.
We'll see sooner or later.
Alex is trying to cash out on that life insurance.
We haven't made any life insurance policies yet.
She gave me the thumbs up.
Wait.
She's got a plan.
But, so yeah, I dropped the brick, I think it was on my right toe. And I don't think it was immediately, but like within the next day that toenail fell off. Very sad.
Like the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole toenail.
Okay.
It grew back. But like, yeah, it just came out. And so that was kind of the beginning of my toe trauma. At a later point in time, I did break 3 of my toes on my left foot. And we can blame Jason for that.
It's all my fault.
It's always his fault.
Look, we were doing it together, okay?
You were breaking toes together?
We were
Yes.
bonding. Wait. His story to tell.
No, but we were jumping over our ottoman that we had, and I caught my foot on the
ottoman.
On the ottoman, and I broke my foot.
Toes bent the wrong way.
Toes bent the way they shouldn't have. And it was like while we were packed up to go on vacation at that point in time. And
so really?
Yeah, we were packed up. That's why we had nothing to do except to run around jumping over the ottoman.
That makes so much sense.
As kids do, you're about to go on vacation. Your parents want you to get all that energy out before you sit in the car or sit on a plane.
Yeah. And that was the longest road trip we ever did, and I did the entire thing in a boot.
I do think our parents specifically told us to stop doing it.
I think so, yeah.
At least so dangerously.
Yeah.
A couple times. Because the way the game was working was that we had the ottoman and we were jumping onto the chair that was behind it. Like big, like armchair. And so you jump over the ottoman, and then if we both made it over, we'd scoot it back a couple inches and try again until failure, right?
Yeah.
And we had made it basically across the entire room. Like, it was probably, like, 15 feet. Like, at least how wide the room was.
Right?
Yeah. And so we'd made it basically to the doorway. And I jumped over, but being a few years older and a few inches taller at the time, I made it, and then Matthew tried making it.
Yeah, and I caught my foot on the front edge of the
I do think he actually still made it, though.
I think I did make it.
But
for the intent of the lore.
Despite breaking the rules for touching the ottoman.
Yeah. Well, because my toes broke, we get to count it as an honorary victory.
Honorary victory.
There's an asterisk next to it, like the Lakers championship in the bubble.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the trauma before that point. And then, at a certain point, I want to say a couple years after, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely a few years after.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like immediately the year after or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
I will say that summer of you having the boot on was great because we got to the front of the line at Six Flags.
That's true.
And because they had a separate line if you were in a wheelchair, and obviously you can't walk around the park in the boot, so we just got to go straight to the front of the line at all the different rides. It was great. We rode Tony Hawk like 3 times.
We did. We abused the heck out of that.
These words mean nothing to me. Six Flags, Tony Hawk.
You don't know what Six Flags is?
Well, I mean, I know it's like a roller coaster amusement park.
Yeah,
thing.
it's an amusement park. Yeah,
but like I've never been. I don't know what it means. I hear
you
people.
Ever been to California Adventure?
Once many moons ago.
It's just basically you have a bunch of thrill rides, like that. It's with a theme, it's a theme park, adventure park.
Okay.
They're owned by DC, and so they have a bunch of like DC hero themed rides. They have Looney Tunes because they also have a deal with Warner Brothers.
Lovely
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, the ride was Tony Hawk's Wild Ride or something like that. It was
something like that.
360. It was like one of those rides that it can spin a full 360, and so what you want to do is overload it on one side with heavy people and the other side with lighter people. That way, it just keeps spinning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so Six
Flags.
Flags.
It was like on a track. That was
Six Flags. Got to the front of the line.
Yeah.
Life is great.
Yeah, life is great.
With broken toes.
With broken toes, it was a bit of a bummer for the big road trip we went on afterwards.
Well, if you were to break something, toes are the things to break.
I feel like a finger is a little better, maybe. Like on your non-dominant hand.
Yeah, on your non-dominant hand.
Okay, I guess that's okay. That's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Anyway, so a few years later, we were messing around again. Things always happen when you're messing around.
As brothers do.
As brothers do.
Having brothers.
2 of these 3
confirm.
experiences are partly my fault.
Yeah.
I can't believe
This guy.
Look at this dude.
And we had like those recycling bins that you could like, that had like wheels on the bottom. So you fill them up and then you can wheel them out over to, you know,
The curb.
Yeah, the curb, and they'll pick them up and then you wheel them back, right? And so Jason was in it.
The recycling had been empty that morning, and of course, I was like, let me get inside of this.
Naturally.
And then Matthew, you roll me back to the house.
Yeah. And so I push him back. You know, he's a heavy lad. I'm like...
Has said no one ever about me.
Well, comparatively, right? Because I don't think I had quite hit puberty yet.
He was 2 inches shorter.
But you had. So you were quite a bit larger than me.
I was like 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so you were quite a bit larger than me, and I was kind of struggling to push this back up the driveway and get it back to the spot where we kept it.
At least it was
during
a
the
flat driveway.
Relatively flat driveway.
Right. It wasn't like one of the... You have to push it like back up a hill or anything.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's kind of taken a bit of a toll on me, and I'm eager to set it down as soon as possible, right? Mm-hmm. So I finally get it right back to the place where it was, and I immediately just drop it right down. But I had not considered the placement of my feet.
Yeah.
And so the entire weight of that entire recycling bin, you know, levered down directly onto my left big toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a bit to add there.
Yes.
So, not only... I've never attributed this to your haste in trying to put the bin back down.
Mm-hmm.
I've always attributed this to, you had it to the spot, and I knew we were probably in the spot.
Yeah.
And so I stood up in the bin.
Oh, yeah.
Swinging the weight. And
That
slamming it down onto your
That
toe.
might have also been
So
it.
I've always felt very guilty about that.
I don't remember the specifics of what happened when it came down. I just remember that it came down.
Yeah, moral of the story is it came down onto your toe.
It came down, and it came down hard.
And it's the big toe has never been the same.
It's never been the same. And so the lore after that is that that toenail also fell off. And I have had problems with my toenails ever since that point in my life.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, not that you really need toenails anyways.
You kind of really don't. I've been going without most of my right toenail for years now.
Wait, Jake, as the medical expert, why don't you need toenails?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. What do toenails do for you?
Protect your big toe and your smaller toes.
That's what your skin's for.
Yeah, but like...
We're no longer trying to climb trees with our toenails and our
with
fingernails.
Our little feet claws.
I'm just thinking of like a bear. A bear's got like those big old claws.
Right.
And they climb trees sometimes.
Right.
Humans, I don't know, we've evolved. We no longer need to climb trees because we just cut them down.
I mean, we still climb trees. We just have opposable thumbs. So.
Heck yeah, we do. You use them to go grab a tree.
Link in the description.
For opposable thumbs?
For opposable thumbs. All the bears watching, you need yourself some opposable thumbs.
I'm not providing a black market link in the description, to be clear.
I mean, yeah, it protects, but at the same time, I haven't gotten that far in my medical studies yet.
You're in your master's program.
I mean, yeah,
Have
but...
they not talked about toes?
we've talked about the circulation of toes. We've talked about like the skin barrier of the toes.
Would you need to go into like more like dermatology?
Probably.
Okay.
And I don't want to look at people's skins all day because that's when people start to send you pictures of rashes and moles in places that you don't want to see. I've already gotten those pictures, and I'm not even in dermatology.
You don't want more pictures of people asking for your medical advice.
Exactly. People have sent me weird pictures of weird things, and I just go...
Without naming names, what's a couple of the weirdest ones?
Well, a really weird one was somebody sent me a picture of a mole or like a wart like in their knee armpit, and I didn't know it was their knee armpit.
You thought it was their butt?
I thought it was their freaking butt, and I'm like, why are you sending me pictures of your butt? Like, come on. And they said, oh, well, I was, just thinking about it, and I was like, you're thinking of me. When you're thinking of your freaking
I saw it,
pit.
and I was like, you know who needs to see this? Jake.
You know who's going to know about this? There was another one where, like, right above his crack, he had a rash.
Sure.
He had just been in Costa Rica or one of those, like, Caribbean.
Okay.
Caribbean or Central American countries. It was either Costa Rica or what's the one? Puerto Rico. And maybe a different one. Maybe Honduras. I forget. What?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Which, such a
Belize.
El Salvador. Belize. I love Belize. Belize is a great place.
Look at this dude. He's been out of the country.
Imagine.
Anywho. But they sent me a picture of that and they go, yeah, like, Jake man, I got this rash. And I'm like, dog. I don't do dermatology. And he goes, oh, well, do you think your dad could... And he's like, he took a mirror picture of like there's a counter and you can see the crack starting to form from his butt. And I can see this big old rash. And I'm like, my dad does not want to see half your butt in this picture with your rash.
I know we said we wouldn't name names, but is this Chase?
This is not Chase.
Okay.
Thank goodness I have not seen any part of Chase's body. Actually, that's a big lie. That's a story. That's a story for another time.
Literally invisible man.
Look, Chase. If you watch this, which you probably will watch this eventually, I'll tell him to, and he knows. He knows half the stories I tell, and I'm sure he tells the exact same stories. Most of these people that he hangs out with have no clue who I am, and so they just hear all these tales of this guy named Jake, and they go, "Who is this mythical man that you've not sent any random rashes or warts and moles to?"
You know, my friends react the same way sometimes when I talk about you.
Oh.
Like, anytime I say that I did anything slightly adventurous, they pretty much assume I was with you. To be clear, for the audience, Jake has helped contribute to most of my dad lore. There's a few things.
I'm really good at it. He gets jaked into doing a lot of things.
I get jaked into doing a lot of things. And now Alex also gets to get jaked into doing things.
Woo! But yeah, so random things get sent to me all the time. Please, for the love.
Everyone, find Jake's profile. It is at thegord88 on Instagram.
I'm actually pretty sure it's 87, but...
It's 88.
Is it 88 now?
Maybe it is 87. It's now. Either one. Try one of those two. DM him on Instagram your weirdest rash.
If you do, we will talk about it on the pod. So be aware. I will be bringing receipts.
Will we name names?
We won't name names, but you will run the risk of us showing your rash on the podcast.
Could you imagine this? Yeah, and user 55. Big old butterfly rash.
Well, Matthew, thank you so much for sharing your dad lore with us. Is there anything that you want to add on top of what you've already said?
In terms of dad lore, or just like...
In terms of dad lore or the story you've already said, yeah.
I mean, I could go into more detail about the problems I've had with my toenails, but I don't think anyone wants to.
Yeah, I do think our few listeners would appreciate not having that infect their brain the way that your toes have been infected.
But if you... Shoot! Are we talking like ingrown toenail stuff or even further?
Ingrown toenail stuff.
Oh, okay, that's disgusting.
Normal toenail stuff.
Normal toenail stuff.
Yeah.
If any of our listeners do want to hear more, find Matthew.
You can find him at mdbaird6 on Instagram. He does not check his notifications.
There you go. So find his Instagram, stalk him in real life, then find out more about his toenails.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Well, Matthew, before we let you go, we have a few final questions that we want to ask you.
All right.
Being that this is the pilot episode, I wanted to know from you, what is the top 5 planes?
Okay, so I am going to answer this question in terms of fighter jets because that's my area of expertise.
Okay. Fighter jets are cool.
Yeah, and frankly, there's too many airplanes for me to just say, like, oh, this for,
Look, it may be a lot, but, like, I feel like you can still make a list with a lot of things.
You can make a list. Okay.
But, yeah, like, just top 5 fighter jets.
Top 5 fighter jets. Okay. So, I think at the top of the list is it's a gimme, is the F-22.
Okay.
Beautiful plane.
Beautiful plane. Just unmatched. I would still... There's not a single one-on-one fight where I would bet against it.
Not a single one.
Currently.
Okay.
I mean, if it has all of its stuff on it, right?
Yeah, if it has all of its stuff, obviously.
Right.
I think that's a big, because I read these reports every now and then where it's like, oh, in a simulated dogfight, somebody beat an F-22, but the F-22 had to.
Seen those before.
They
it's
had
like,
to have
okay,
its
a simulated dogfight.
Yeah, it's a simulated dogfight. It had to have its drop tanks on. It had to reduce its speed. It had to have visual confirmation before it could even start firing. It had to wait till the opponent got within range to start firing. Like, all these different limitations on it.
So basically, if you nerf the F-22, you can beat it.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you don't let the F-22 shoot you first, then you can shoot the F-22. Sure, why not?
Right.
But like, yeah, I would bet on the F-22 against the Su-57. I would not bet against the F-22 versus the J-20.
That's China's new one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My second plane, I'm gonna go with the Gripen C specifically. There's a newer variant, the Gripen E.
Okay.
They get real original with these names, don't they?
Well, it's just a variant of the same airplane, is why, right?
Right.
And so we do the same thing, right? We have a lot of different F-15s and F-16s and stuff.
That's true.
I go with the Gripen C specifically because the Gripen E is like 5 times more expensive. And they did that specifically to compete with the F-35, but that didn't work. And so what's the point? Like, are you really gonna tell me that a single Gripen E is gonna beat like 5 Gripen Cs? And honestly, I don't think it is. There's reasons why you might disagree with that, but I like the Gripen C better as a value proposition.
That's fair.
My third airplane has to be the F-14.
Okay.
F-14.
The one that was in Top Gun Maverick?
And also in Top Gun. Yes.
Crazy. I know.
I mean, the F-14 is just such a beautiful airplane.
Of course.
And, I mean, there have been other swing wing fighters, but the F-14 is just a beautiful airframe. And you can really get a lot out of it.
Isn't it like the most... It's the most used aircraft, isn't it? Or is that the F-15 that I'm thinking of?
I don't think it's the most used aircraft. I mean, I don't know which metric that would be referring to.
I don't know. I thought I read or saw somewhere that the F-14 or the F-15 or one of its variants was the most used per aircraft per mission or something weird like that. I don't know. I don't claim that this is true knowledge. I just remember thinking that I saw it somewhere.
Yeah. But the F-14 was about as dominant as in its day as the F-22 was in its own day. Like, the story of the opening of the Iran-Iraq War, where the Iraq was flying F-5s, which were theoretically, they also got them from America, right? They're American fighter versus American fighter.
Ah, yes. My tax dollars against my tax dollars.
Exactly.
The classic limbo of our day.
And the Iraqi Air Force went up, and their planes started randomly exploding, and they voluntarily grounded themselves for like 16 hours or whatever until they could do emergency checks on all the airplanes to figure out why they're exploding, and they couldn't figure out anything. They're like, they're all good. Send them back up, magically exploding again. Another 16 hours of grounded, send them back up. Eventually they figure out they're being blown up by the F-14s. They're just so far away that they literally never detected them.
There's
Just never showed up on radar.
Yeah.
Wow.
there's a great story from not to sidetrack this too much, but from the Vietnam War. The Fat Electrician did a video on it. Great guy. He puts out a lot of great war videos. But
he's an electrician?
he calls himself the Fat. I don't know if he's an electrician now, but he served in the army. He was he was like a mechanic on some stuff, but he has a whole thing. His videos are great. He's a real fun entertainer. But he has this video about the Vietnam War when, all the planes are going through one corridor, so all the Vietnamese had to do was pull up their MiG fighters. They would shoot down every single bomber. So one time they changed out the frequencies that were emitted from a bunch of Phantom fighters, and as they're crossing through this corridor, the Vietnamese are like, "Oh, the bombers are coming!" Lo and behold, it's a bunch of Phantoms, and they just shred everything. And they're like, "Oh, how are our MiGs getting shot down so well?" It's because the Phantoms were just amazing fighter jets. But anywho,
Yeah.
back to our story.
All right. And now, that's American, Swedish, American. I'm gonna switch us over to a Soviet aircraft,
Okay.
the Su-37. Only one ever made. It was a prototype. Eventually, they incorporated a lot of the technology into the Su-30SM specifically, and also the Su-35, but the second Su-35.
This is the number 4 jet fighter of all time, and there was only ever one of them made.
So, yeah, it was a prototype. So, the way it went down was they had the Su-27, which is a great fine airframe on its own, right? About on par with the F-15.
Right.
I would still bet on the F-15, but, in the same range.
Yeah.
And they wanted to research super maneuverability. Su-27 was already technically super maneuverable, but they wanted to see if it could be better. And so they added canards onto the Su-27 in a modified airframe they called the Su-35. They made 8 of those. Then they took I think it was the 8th one, and they added thrust vectoring engines onto the 8th Su-35, and they called that the Su-37. And so there was only one of it ever made, but it's just, the Americans really shied away from the idea of super maneuverability right up until it came down to the competition between the YF-22 and the YF-23, at which point they're like, no, we want the super maneuverability because it's cooler.
And we have the tax dollars to do it.
And we have the tax dollars to do it. Even though you could make arguments that according to their original analysis, the YF-23 would have been better, but whatever. I'm not the Department of Defense. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not Lockheed Martin.
I'm not.
Right, the
Anyways.
Department of Defense.
The Department of Defense.
They're
Lockheed
saying the
Martin.
same thing.
And so they do all of this experimentation, and they're the first people to really get thrust vectoring on a combat aircraft. And obviously the idea was to get all of these advancements onto their production fighters. That didn't happen until a bit later because the Cold War ended and the Soviet Union stopped being a thing. But they did eventually do it with the second Su-35. Very confusing numbering scheme.
Sure.
But that had thrust vectoring.
Another one.
And then the Su-30SM. Again, these are all the same airframe, more or less. They just keep on giving them different numbers.
It's like trial 1, and then you use the same board and you put trial 2, And
But yeah,
you do the same thing.
just keep on going back and forth in all the numbers. And so yeah, SU-30 SM has the canards and the thrust vectoring. But obviously that's like way later. And so the SU-37 to me is way cooler just because of the time in which it was built. And it was so good that it forced the Americans to like actually research and then eventually actually use thrust vectoring.
So you like the, what is it, SU-37?
Seven.
You like the SU-37 for the fact that it actually forced the Americans to get better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Also, the Yellow Squadron flies it.
Of course. The Yellow Squadron and Ace Combat.
Yeah, Ace Combat 4.
Ace Combat 4 is a goated game. I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's a fighter jet simulation game. Matthew and I grew up on it. I don't know. It's not like an accurate simulation.
Arcade flight action.
Sure. You fly fighter jets. You blow stuff up. It's great fun.
It sounds like my kind of game, because I like the games where you just kind of drive around, fly around, blow stuff up. Run around and blow stuff up.
Right.
Battlefield 5. You get a kaboom stick, and you can run up to a tank, stick it on, you get blown up in the process, but the tank blows up, and it's freaking awesome.
Say la vie.
True story.
Peak cinema. Absolute cinema.
All right.
So, number 5.
Number 5, I do have to go back to, I previously mentioned the F-15. People are going to get angry at me for putting the F-15 below the F-14. But we do have to acknowledge that the F-14 was a naval fighter, right? So there's a lot more constraints that are being put on the F-14.
Right.
Again, we just like tying our hand behind our back and saying, we can't fully do everything that we want to do, but we can if we want to.
We can. And the F-15, like, undefeated with over 100 kills. And, like, the story of the F-15's development with I think it was the MiG-25, where we got really scared that it was going to be a super scary super fighter. And so they went to the Congress and they were like, guys, we need a lot of money to make the best fighter jet in the world.
We need a lot of guns. We need a lot of money.
And Congress was like, you're right, that is really scary. And so they gave them the money to make the best fighter jet in the world, and then they did that. And then it turned out that the MiG-25 was not that scary. And so we just had the best fighter in the world.
Was it this...
Yep. Really powerful engines. Very difficult to, like, fight that. At least at that era.
Fight the engine?
Well, just like the amount of altitude and speed that the F-15 could get was like a massive advantage.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the F-15 developed... It was developed by Lockheed Martin, but it was developed by Lockheed Martin's, like, special units division. Like
Special
the
Ops.
Skunk Works?
Yeah, Skunk Works.
Well, yeah, like a lot of stuff went through Skunk Works.
Yeah. Love those guys. They develop a lot of cool stuff.
But yeah, that's like the place where like the SR-71 and like the U-2 were from. All of our like secret stuff that we swore was definitely not real, and why people thought there were UFOs. That's all of that stuff.
Again, every single time that there's a UFO, they just somehow decide now is the perfect time for us to announce our new fighter jet that's actually been out for like a couple years.
Right.
But now we're just going to tell the public about it.
To be fair, F-22, absolute UFO.
Oh, and here's the thing. The 6th Gen fighter, they just announced that.
Yeah, F-47.
And people have been seeing mysterious objects in the sky.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the drones or whatever.
The drones or these UFOs that everyone's seeing. And then the Don sits there and goes, we got a new plane. It's a great plane. It's huge. It's great.
And all the Canard haters were shut up.
There you go.
The what haters?
The people who hate Canards. There's a whole contingent of
like
people.
Luke Kennard.
Who...
What did Luke Kennard do to you?
Specifically, there was a whole contingent of people who thought that you couldn't actually put Canards on stealth fighters because it would ruin the stealth. It's like putting the rudder, or not the rudder, the elevator, that's the part that goes up and down in the back.
Thank you.
Putting that on the front, basically.
Okay.
And so it does that from the front instead of from the back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Quite a concept.
It is quite the concept. And so the Gripen has that, for instance.
Okay.
And so the Chinese put it on the J-20, their competitor with the F-22, and people are clowning on them because they're like, no, that's going to make the stealth worse, so it's not a real stealth fighter. And then the Americans did it for the F-47, and so now they're all dumb.
Everyone's just like, write that down, write that down.
Well, thank you. To recap your list.
Yeah. F-22, Gripen C, F-14, Su-37, F-15.
Fantastic. What a wonderful list. I know nothing about planes, but I'm sure there is someone out there that appreciates you.
There were so many letters and numbers that I said.
There were a
and
lot.
Even one word.
At least. Maybe even more. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions, Matthew.
Okay.
Let's keep them short and spiffy.
Fair enough.
In 1 sentence or less. I'll give you 2 sentences. 2 sentences or less. What is the ideal pet that you would have?
I discussed this previously with a companion that I once had, but I would like a turtle.
Like turtles.
Turtles are slow, and they still have humanoid features like a face and arms and legs, but they can't get away from you. And so you don't have to worry about them escaping, and thus they're just nice little slow guys, and they're cute, and you can pet them.
What about a turtle is humanoid?
It's got a face.
In comparison to what my companion said, which was a snail.
Okay, then it's a little more
That's my bad.
Context.
That's my bad.
I was just like...
Context of a previous conversation that none of y'all knew about.
Right, thank you. Okay, so, turtle. Fantastic. Final question. Twizzlers or Red Vines?
Twizzlers, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for being on our podcast. Is there anything or anyone that you would like to shout out before you head out of here?
Anything or anyone?
Just anything that you'd want to shout out.
All the turtles of the world. I'm coming for you. Coming for you, turtles.
I would say go watch BDG. Brian David Gilbert. He's got great videos. They're a bit kind of, stranger humor. If you couldn't tell, I have a bit of a stranger humor. But he has great stuff, and if you want to see some real art, watch Dance is Moving by Brian David Gilbert. 20-minute instructional dance video, and it'll change your life.
Fantastic. I was watching his video that he did with Hank Green just last night, so good stuff.
I think that'll do it for us today, right?
I think we're done here. Everyone, thank you for listening to the Dad Lore podcast. We will have new episodes coming out every Tuesday.
Go check us out on Instagram.
That's right.
At dadlore_pod.
At dadlore_pod.
Get some behind the scene action that we decide to put on there, or any announcements that we have. You can also find us. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube, and probably some more platforms as we grow the channel. But we're looking to expand this. If you have a suggestion for an episode, feel free to email us. That email will be in the description. And thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. Say goodbye, Jason.
Bye. Say goodbye, Jake.
Bye, everyone.
Say goodbye, Matthew.
Adios.